Good morning, retail traders. I'm Washboardjim with a sneaky snake trading strategy, and I got one for you today that I called out last week. It's one of my strategies that I call out after a bad earnings, a real bad earnings. And can you guess what it is? I'll give you a clue. Wokeness. Yes, you're right. Target. Target, one of my most hated stocks, and I nailed this one perfect off the earnings watch list last week. If you watched the video, I said, man, I can't even stand this stock. I don't even want to chart it because I can't stand the company for one. The company did a big mistake, in my opinion, and I'm going to keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. They took a bikini that goes on a freak, on a tranny, that you hide your penis in, and they put it in the children's section. So yes, I'm not happy with Target one bit. I haven't been in the store since, and I don't shop there anyway. It's a five and dime store to me, you know. I'm over the five and dime stuff. I'd rather shop at Walmart. So I don't like this company. I just can't stand it. But I said it's a good time to be looking at the bottom if you give it the 3-day rule. What is the 3-day rule? 3-day rule is when a stock has some kind of bad news, bad earnings, or it has a real huge knife under some circumstance that it's going to take time to kind of consolidate and understand what the circumstance is. And in this case, it was horrible earnings. The earnings suck. I have shoplifters going there, and it's just a horrible store. And people like it. Wall Street loves it. I can't stand it. So as they're loving it, they're calling it out. They say it's going to break out to the upside, and I said, no way. This thing ain't going to do it. If there's kind people out there like me that don't support a lot of this weird stuff that's happening, like, you know, tampons in boys' restrooms and just weird stuff. Weird stuff for such a small percentage of population. I don't care what you do in your own bedroom. It's none of my business. I don't care if you want to walk down the street wearing a dress. It's none of my business. But when you go messing with my money, it is my business. Or the children, especially. So Target, you know, I just can't stand the store. I think I made myself perfectly clear. But let's go ahead and look at the chart, and I'll give you my 3-day rule. After earnings, I like for something to consolidate 3 days and maybe take the trade. Well, we had the earnings come out day one. Then day two, it kind of broke out a little bit with a higher high, and then we pulled back to a double bottom, which would have been a good buy to run it up the next day for a 1, 2, 3. So she went ahead and she broke out a little bit down here from 120 all the way to 125. And this thing can probably go higher. Now I'm reading the headlines, and what I'm getting off the headlines on this stock right now, Target stock plunges. Should you buy the dip and run for cover? Better beating down retailer Target or Dollar General. Can Target Corporation maintain its strong returns? Target stock keeps missing the mark. It is time to grab it from the bargain bin. Jim Cramer on Target Corporation, off 14% of the year, most likely still falling. That's coming from Jim Cramer. That's unusual. Target share plunge on a holiday lookout. Should investors buy the dip? So they're kind of hitting to you to buy the dip and just to hold it long. You know, I've lowered to it from, so they're lowering the target price to 130, 160. Retailers must stay calm before any tariffs materialize. That is another thing I want to talk about one day, about how they're They don't know if tariffs are going to go into play or not. They act like they do, so they're trying to tame the market into thinking, okay, tariffs. We'll talk about that later. But that's another thing I got a pet peeve about right now. Target is spiraling as General Z and affiliate customers fall in love with Walmart. The older generation does not like this new stuff coming out. Well, I needed that. NVIDIA, what did I see? Where did it say? Where did I read that again? Target is spiraling as Generation Z and affluent customers fall in love with Walmart. You don't have to run into a lot of freaks. Well, you run into some weird ones in Walmart, but I mean a lot of freaks in Target. So that's it. Target's not my store, but I'm still, if you want to go long in it, buy a small little bit at a time, and then accumulate the shares. In about a year, it should bounce up a little bit, and you get a nice return. And that's Target. You can tell I ain't a fan of it. I ain't promoting Target. Target's not my sponsor. So I wish everybody a great day. Retail traders. Let's look at that one more time, just in case my little rant scared you off. So we've got this. The resistance to break is going to be right around 129.77. So right around that 130. I'd probably stick with that price. And then the strong buy if we can hold 120.81. If it doesn't hold this support, I think it could drop a lot more. Then you'd probably want to short it. But for right now, we got Christmas coming up. We got all these apparel stocks coming out. I think that could be a good guidance on maybe a sister trade to this and have this bounce up off some of these other retailers' good news if they have good earnings. So 120.81 for now, support, and resistance is 129.83. And that is Target. Sneaky Snake trading strategy, where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. Have a great day.